All right, I say we jump in.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well, hello, everyone. My colleague and I are really excited to be here today with you all virtually and share a little bit about Fujitsu, but also talk about our journey with being. So first, I would like to say thank you to the Built organization. Peter, thank you. I don't know if you can still hear me, but thank you for this opportunity today. So I am Veronica Lewis. I'm a senior HR business partner at Fujitsu Network Communications. I've been with the company for 5 years and been in the HR field for 20. And so I'm also honored to be founder and chair of Being, which stands for Black Employee Inclusion Network Group. And it is our first Black EIN at his regions. So we're really excited about that. So I'm glad you're here and listening to us today. And now I'm going to hand it over for introductions to my awesome, esteemed colleague, Mrs. Deshella Taylor. She's a leader within Fujitsu and also a leader within Being.
All right. Thank you, Veronica. And Veronica is just equally as awesome. Let me tell you, I don't think Being would be Being if it wasn't for Veronica. So thanks for that introduction, Veronica. I appreciate it. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Deshella Taylor with Fujitsu, and we're based out of Richardson, Texas. And as Veronica mentioned, I am a leader. I am a director of our optical technical business unit. And I manage the product line management organization within Fujitsu. So I've been with the company, I've been with Fujitsu now over 21 years, proud graduate of an HBCU. So I like to give it up for our HBCUs when I can. Basically, we're just glad to be here. I want to thank Peter and thank Built. It's a great opportunity for us to showcase Fujitsu and Being, wonderful new organization that we've just onboarded about a year ago. So we're excited to be here. Okay. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, if I can advance my slides, give me a second. Okay, there we go. So today I'll talk a little bit about Fujitsu Network Communications. For short, we go F&C. But just at a quick glance, for those of you who do not know much about Fujitsu, we've been in business for over 40 years. We're based out of North America. We serve North America customers and carriers in both the US, Canada, and Mexico. We serve multiple markets because we have a service division. We have our technology business unit, which focuses on our optical infrastructure. And we also have a software business unit as well. But just to recap some of the markets that we serve, and we've been serving over the last 20, 30 years or so, our core competency has always been and continues to be the optical networks portion of the market. That's about a $4 billion annual market. It's been growing over the years, somewhat saturated and slow growth because we're moving more into the wireless space, but we play very nicely and have in the optical network space for many, many years now. In addition to optical networks, we have the wireless networks area. That's about a $9 billion market that we also service with a lot of our optical products that I manage. And so that's a growing and evolving market, as you know, with 5G and the evolution of 5G. So in addition to that, we have automation software. This is kind of based out of our software business unit, where we focus on a lot of software automation, orchestration, network and software management of all the optical products that we deliver. Okay. And then we have network services as well, which provides kind of end-to-end solutions and services, not just kind of one core optical network or product, but also kind of an end-to-end solution with an integrated software management infrastructure there, supporting a lot of our optical products as well. Okay. So that's at a glance, that's our markets. We've been in business a very long time. Our core competency remains optical networks, but it is growing and expanding. Okay. So Fujitsu Network Communications and our customers, right? This is one of the things as a product line manager, the director of the product line management organization, we work very closely with our sales folks within Fujitsu, but also our external customers. And just to give you an idea of the breadth of the customer base that we have within Fujitsu, we look at the communications and our traditional service providers that we service today and we've serviced for years. You may be familiar with a lot of these. AT&T is a big one. That's one of our key customers. Verizon. We have Verizon Telecom and Telco, and then we have the Verizon Wireless arm. We service all of those. Those are all of our customer base. Customers like Dish, Shaw, Comcast, you name it. We've kind of listed some here to give you an idea of the breadth of our customer base from an F&C perspective. And then we look at the vertical markets. In vertical markets, you'll see some of the same customers in the vertical markets as well, but a lot of these are our channel partners. We do partner with a lot of channel partners who then sell to our end customers for smaller rural sort of applications. So we have a vertical market play as well. You see NASA, you see AT&T mentioned again. New York City Transit is a good example of one that we've serviced over several years now in selling our optical product as well as our software integration solution to them as well. And then the big one, which is growing, and I know all of us can echo that, we call them ICPs, but they're internet content providers, also data center operators such as Amazon, Google, Facebook, NTT Communications, Microsoft. So those are all of our customers as well from an F&C perspective. We actually sell different types of products depending on the market and the customer base. But again, that is a market that we're also playing into, and we have a nice customer base that we've grown to thus far. And then on the right, you can see we do also service customers in the energy and utilities area, transportation, municipalities, as well as the federal government as well. That I didn't list all of those, but it's a breadth of customers that Fujitsu tends to serve. And that includes our optical products, wireless products, and our network automation and software infrastructure and all that, including services as well. Okay. Okay, so F&C's vision, right? So if you think about, what is our vision? What do we do? Why do we do it? What's our purpose in life? As I mentioned, obviously, digital transformation, and you probably have heard those words before, it means the same thing to some people and different things to others. But essentially, if you look at our customers' digital transformation, we deal with those carriers I mentioned earlier. We deal with those ICPs, the internet content providers, the vertical market segments, and our MSOs, which is our multi-service operators, kind of a Canadian LEC customers, and customers that provide internet content as well. But that's our customer base. And if you look at it, we provide digital transformation. We are the experts when it comes to digital transformation, network digital transformation. And the reason why I want to say network and place emphasis on network is that we don't just sell boxes, right, that do certain things. We sell solutions. We sell a network solution to our customers. So it may be a combination of multiple boxes that have different feature content. And one may serve kind of the ICP market. One may serve the 5G wireless segment. But nonetheless, we're not in the business of just selling boxes. We sell a box, which is a piece of hardware, but the software is where it brings it together. And that's the network component of network digital transformation. So we consider ourselves experts. We've invested quite a bit over the last 5 to 7 years on advancing our network digital transformation footprint and ensuring that basically we have a continuous growth of digital transformation. We can't ever stop because technology is constantly evolving and constantly moving, okay? So one of the key areas that we're very excited about, and I'm very excited about, is 5G. And you guys have heard about 5G. It's evolving, it's moving. But most recently, if any of you are kind of close to the telecommunications area or that market or that segment, there was a massive 5G kind of C-band auction that happened probably about 3 months ago, where all the carriers actually bid billions of dollars to get spectrum. And again, that's space in the airspace to actually service customers for 5G. As 5G evolves and grows, it's already there, but it's going to only expand and grow in the years to come. We were a major player. So I'm excited about that because that's one of the product lines that I actually have ownership for is the 5G piece, okay? And so we have partnered with, we have these ecosystems of partners where we provide 5G solutions. Again, it's not just the 5G transport boxes, right, that we would sell to like a Verizon or an AT&T or a T-Mobile, but it's also the infrastructure of managing those boxes, right? End-to-end, A to Z provisioning of those boxes, okay? So we have landed a really big project with that 5G auction that we're very excited about. But again, overall, the vision of Fujitsu is still the same. We want to provide products that change the way our consumers do business. In order to do that, you have to be able to transform in a digital way, right? And that's why it becomes so important. That's why I'm going to talk a little bit about digital transformation today and what it is. Okay. And so when we get to, what is digital transformation? You think about digital transformation and it's really a lot of different elements. And I want to use one use case maybe to kind of just because I think all of us can relate to this one. I want to take Starbucks as an example of a company who has done tremendous digital transformation over the last years. Okay. So all of us have gotten a cup of coffee from Starbucks. If you think about it 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, we would have to either go inside, brick and mortar store, walk inside, go pick up your coffee, your beverage of choice, or go through the drive-through to get your coffee. Okay, great. We were getting our fix with our coffee. That was great. However, over the last few years, with all the apps on our smartphones, the digital transformation that Starbucks did was actually phenomenal. And they've led the way and others have followed suit. But where that digital transformation came into for Starbucks in that use case is the mobile app. If you think about the mobile app from Starbucks, what they did is made it easier for the consumer to actually gather and get their coffee, right? So I set up, if you guys have ever used the mobile app, I use it because I probably drink too much Starbucks coffee, I will tell you. But if you use their mobile app, it allows you to quickly get your coffee without actually having to spend time in a drive-through or time in a long line in Starbucks. That is a wonderful example of how that mobile app, which is a form of digital transformation, changed the lives of us, everyday people who love to consume Starbucks beverages, okay? So you may ask, what essentially is digital transformation? And digital transformation is very simple in terms, right? It's a process of using any form of digital technology, anything, right? You create something new, you modify something existing, and you bring it to business, and it's a process that you've now implemented to make the user experience better. Okay, make them get their service or product in a faster, meaningful way that makes our lives easier. That's really all digital transformation is. Now, there's so many different industries that can tap into digital transformation and decide how they want to implement it. But the one use case that I gave was Starbucks and the mobile app as a digital transformation example. So what Fujitsu has done, and we've done a lot in digital transformation over the last 7 years or so, probably a little longer, is that we've introduced technologies such as automation, artificial intelligence. We've also introduced kind of 5G infrastructure that's a network solution. And all of that is transforming the way we provide services and product to our customers, okay? And one of the key things that we focus on from a digital transformation perspective too, is not always doing it organically and building it organically within Fujitsu, but seeking to find partners, finding those partner ecosystems to actually not build it from the ground up, but partner with someone who has a product that can provide that digital transformation infrastructure, and then you partner with them to sell to your end customers. So we do a lot of those ecosystem partnerships in our network digital transformation focus, right, as we kind of move forward. So that's the value that Fujitsu has provided. And again, digital transformation, is you see it happening in a lot of corporations. We're doing it in a lot of different areas, from our optical product line, our wireless product line, and of course the whole network management and kind of bringing that whole network architecture together for end-to-end management and ease of use from a consumer perspective. Okay. Make sure I'm clicking here. Okay, and I think, did I miss a slide? I hope I didn't. I think I'm good. Okay, so while that's kind of concludes an introduction of who Fujitsu is and network digital transformation. And just in closing, I'd like to say that with Fujitsu, obviously, there's many opportunities for us to grow and expand our optical portfolio, and that's what we seek to do with our organic development. We have a lot of R&D development that helps us with the network digital transformation, but also partnering with other folks and tapping into as many markets to grow our customer base and retain our customer base and also grow it. So that's just a little bit about Fujitsu and network digital transformation. So I'm going to hand it over to Veronica, who introduced herself, my awesome colleague, my partner in crime. And Veronica, you want to take it away? Hey, Veronica, are you there? Hello. Can you guys hear us?
Hello?
Hey, are we back?
I'm back. I heard everything you said and then it froze, I think, when you transitioned to me. So I don't know what happened.
Okay, well let me present again. I'm sorry. I was so everybody, hopefully everybody caught that because I was going and I was
I
assuming
hope
everybody was still
so.
on. Okay.
I hope everyone, let
I
me
hope so
see. I
too.
hope be patient with us, guys.
Yeah, technology is always interesting, right? So
I think we were all good up until that point.
until that point, everything was great. Okay, hold on. Let me get back to where we were. And then can everybody see my screen?
Not yet.
Am I not sharing yet?
Not yet.
Okay, hang on. Give me a second. Okay. Hold on a sec. Give me 1 minute here.
You're good.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Am I working now? Am I sharing?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to
Try
see
one more time.
Nothing. So.
Yeah. And if you can grab it, Veronica, before I can, please do, because I know you have your, whoever gets to it first.
Okay.
I'm getting it too. I'm trying to get there as well.
Okay.
It was working great. Bear with us, guys. We're coming. This is the good part. This is the really good part.
I don't know.
I know.
Hopefully you're laughing with us. Okay, Chloe's laughing with us, one person.
Hey, it's all about, you got to be able to laugh. I'm there, Veronica. I'm getting ready to get there. It was frozen and things are moving. I think I'm sharing.
There you go. Okay, good. Hopefully everyone can hear us or hear me and see me. All right. So thank you, Deshella. Thank you, Deshella. Appreciate the transition. And I know we're focusing on digital transformation and while that's kind of going on, we also want to talk about our journey of being in that process, if you will, dare I say, maybe a transformation, right? Culturally, maybe a little bit. So wanted to kind of start our story after the murder of George Floyd. So last May, we had several employees who I would say were vulnerable and courageous speak up about their heartbreak over the situation, speak up about how hard they found it to process what was going on, and also try to remain focused and productive at work. And just speak up about the overall heaviness and hurt and concern of what was happening from a social injustice perspective in our country. Okay, so that's kind of the sentiment. And of course, all of this was occurring during the COVID pandemic. So just a lot in general, a lot of loss, a lot of everything that people were really trying to process through. So next slide. So our company, Fujitsu, we actually made a pretty strong, I would say, corporate statement to listen and try to contribute to the solution. And that's what you're seeing on this slide. It was our commitment to racial justice for the Black community and people of color everywhere. So when this all happened, obviously there was a lot of support for this messaging. I think a lot of the employee population was proud, I would say, that the company did take a strong stand. I don't think we had done that previously, years past. So to come out with this messaging really showed that it was something that we're ready to talk about. It was really something that we needed to think through and we wanted to embrace. So, again, very proud about this. And I think this whole thing kind of then flowing, and we continue to sense and feel that we needed to do even more, right? It's good to have the strong corporate statement, but what else can we do? Next slide. So Being was born. So as Deshella mentioned earlier, we launched in October 2020. And so Being is Black Employee Inclusion Network Group. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our vision and our mission and then the purpose pillars. So our vision, as you see, there's some words that are going to be bold and red because those things are really the strength and the core of what we hope to drive for. But our vision, Fujitsu as a workplace that empowers Black employees, embraces Black diversity, and elevates Black culture. Honestly, that is what we hope to embody. We are a small, mighty leadership team trying to move the needle and make some change as best we can. And it'll take some time, but that is ultimately where we're trying to go together as a team and for the organization. And then when we look at our mission, there's a lot going on there, right? Our mission is kind of some actions and outcomes we're hoping to see. So to start out with, to create a safe place in a diverse environment where in Fujitsu, where Black employees can be authentic, our contributions valued, we're appreciated. All of that is awesome as well. We wanted to create a safe place. What does that mean? Well, we wanted to have a space, if you will, where it was okay to not be okay. It was okay to talk about the very uncomfortable conversations around just race in America or what happened with the George Floyd case and others. And so just kind of that whole thing of it's okay to talk about this sensitive stuff. Yes, we have to do it in a professional environment, but where can we have a space to feel like it's okay to talk about it? And if we feel certain emotions, that's all right too, to express that. And this wasn't just about, the emotions and feelings for Black employees. This actually was something that was far reaching into other non-Black employees. We have a lot of people who reached out that were not Black, that also were struggling with the whole just temperament in our country and all of the issues at the time. So this is just, there's a lot to take in when you actually start thinking about it. But I think we were ready to try to dig deeper, talk about the uncomfortableness and why we're struggling and how we feel. So that's what that mission is around. And then when you look at our purpose pillars, some of this is self-explanatory. Cultural awareness, right, is really around what can we do with our events, our programs, our communications, et cetera, right, our reach out that would help provide cultural understanding of the different backgrounds in the Black community, and hopefully always have an education to whatever we do. Employee development is again about learning professionally. Yes, we always are going to strive for that, but also personally. So maybe there's something that is said or done or we show or we talk about that maybe changes one heart, one mind. So whatever way that learning occurs for everyone, we're hoping that we can continually keep that in the forefront of the events we have. Networking is actually like this example today with Built. We're trying to branch out and engage externally with other organizations, whether that's other customers or other organizations that have Black employee groups, et cetera. Built, right, today. This is an example of what we mean when we say network. It's again, just trying to have more synergy and leverage with other teams that are also having similar focus. And then service, I would say, is really a heart for us because service is all around community service and service projects. How do we give back? How do we make sure we don't lose the fact that there are so many people in the Black and Brown communities that need help, need assistance? And so we try to ensure that when we have events, we also include an element of service, a service project, community service. Last but not least, sustainability. So this one is, I think Michelle's probably heard me say this 20 times, but it's kind of woven into the fabric of what being is, because when we launched, we were really sensitive to not wanting to be or like check the box. We had these events happen in our country. Now all of a sudden we have a group. We didn't want it to be that. We wanted to be inclusive. We want all employees. We always say this in our messaging, all employees are welcomed, because we want that broad perspective and diversity of thought, all of those things to kind of help us all grow and learn together. So sustainability is key. Like the things that we do, we talk about, it has to be something that, again, will help move the needle and drive momentum. And it, like I said, any little small step of change or anything of learning, we consider that a win. Any moment of learning. Okay, so that's like our purpose pillar. So as far as what we've done so far, to date, we have been able to host what we call like 4 employee events. And so those events are usually attended around 75, 85 people, which we are really happy they're virtual. I actually think that them being virtual has helped with our kind of reach and the amount of people that can participate, because this is for the Americas region. So that covers US, Canada, and Caribbean. So we have employees from all of those areas to join in, which is great. We've done 2 service projects so far. So for the North Texas area, we partnered with Minnie's Food Pantry in Plano, Texas, and we also partnered with We Are Her, and that's an organization out of South Dallas. So we're now actually currently, as I'm speaking, considering our next charitable partner for community service outreach. And so next, we're trying to just make sure we're communicating. Of course, Juneteenth is coming up. So we're doing a little social media post around that, just to kind of keep that on the forefront of our employees' minds and anyone else who sees our posts. And wherever we see opportunities like this, we try to jump on those things so we can engage and grow. So that's kind of where we're at. So we are like I said, a small team. We're trying our best to bring events that we hope resonates with our larger employee population, and we're going to keep moving forward best we can. So all right, I think we can go to the next slide with that in mind. So speaking of all the great stuff, I have to put in a shameless public service announcement. Here's your flashing lights, commercial time. We are hiring. So Michelle had talked about 5G and the excitement around that. Well, yes, that is also the case in our open recs. We have a lot of openings right now. Some are going to be technical and wireless and things to that effect. But please, if you know someone that may be interested, you yourself may be interested, we would definitely ask and invite you to visit our job site, which is posted on this slide, and check us out. Lots of opportunity right now. So just wanted to put that shameless plug in. Thank you for allowing us to do that. So with that said, we are going to now say thank you. I want to thank Bilt and Peter and Chloe again for allowing us to have this time today. And then also Deshelle and I are open for any Q&A that anyone may have. So I'll check the Q&A box and see if we have no questions in the Q&A. So okay. If there is a question, feel free to ask.
We are open to any question. We will try and answer. If you have any questions, we will try and answer as best as we can.
Absolutely. And I do see a few of our Fujitsu family on the call.
Oh, really?
Thanks for joining and supporting us. Yeah. Thank you guys. I see you guys. All right, let me check Q&A one more time.
Check the questions.
We do have a question.
Yeah.
Does this group exist in international Fujitsu locations such as Japan? Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. Actually, Fujitsu is, an international global company. And so we're actually headquartered in Tokyo, Japan. And so we have Fujitsu locations across the world. Oh gosh, Australia, Europe, Americas, Canada, Caribbean, all the things. So yeah, we're everywhere. I think, for the Americas, there's different Fujitsu North American companies. We call them FNACs. We are part of Fujitsu Network Communications, but there's also like Fujitsu Americas, Fujitsu Technology and Business. I mean, there's multiple Fujitsu entities. So hopefully that answered your question. We are definitely international and global. Yes. Any other questions? Let me go to the chat.
Yeah, I didn't see anything in the chat either. So.
Okay, Grace, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, let me go back to Q&A really quick. We do have another question from Eric. Hello, Eric.
Eric Schlegel.
Yes, Eric Schlegel. Hi, Eric. I have not spoken to you in a while.
I know.
Okay. How can other, maybe this is Deshella, you might want to jump on this one. How can other business leaders help drive further progress in career advancement? That's a good question.
That's a good question. You know, I think we need to.
We can't see you, Deshella, but I can hear you.
You guys can't see me? I'm seeing myself. Do you guys not see me?
That's okay.
Okay. It's all technology.
Okay,
always.
I can hear you though.
You can hear me. Okay. Because I'm seeing my video, but maybe as long as you can hear me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think we need to focus on more career development for hey, Eric, I see Eric on. Hey, Eric. Can you see me, Eric, by any chance?
Oh, there's Eric. Okay.
I can see you just fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now we can see you, Deshella. Okay.
So, Eric, to answer your question, I think we do need to focus within Fujitsu. I'm speaking now for Fujitsu Network Communications. We do need to focus on career advancement for folks who really want to advance. We have, as you know, we've leveled a lot with management because our organization, everything is kind of, we've kind of dampened it a bit over the years. But at the same time, I think we need to focus on initiatives to help folks grow and get exposure to other positions so they may, and not even exposure, but get them engaged and get them visible so they can actually be seen by other management, so they can actually have an opportunity to be recognized for, hey, there's an opportunity that's coming up. Perhaps I need to consider Susie because I saw her present or heard her present a couple of weeks ago and she did very well, or something like that. But I do think we need to focus more on just career advancement and growth. We've been doing that in pockets in certain groups, but at the end of the day, I think leaders can take an interest, but I always say it starts with the employee. The individual has to know where they want to go and make sure that they look at opportunities to engage and be seen and be heard, right? It starts with them, and make leaders know that you would like to be considered for a position, advancement in your career, a level up, or if you want to be a manager. If you don't communicate that to folks, they won't know that you want to ever advance and further your career. So I always say it starts with us, and then obviously leaders need to help kind of foster that as well.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Thanks, Eric, for the question.
Yes, Eric. All right, let's see. We have another question. Interesting. Being a global company, why did the vision focus on Blacks versus the term minorities or Black, brown, or cultured people? Interesting question. Let's see. How would I want to answer that? At the time that we were working on the vision and mission, we actually were toying between using the word Black or African American at the time. And we felt that Black probably was a little bit more broader of a term. We got into a whole debate about, someone actually being from Africa and all of that. And there's been questions to us around, is it okay to say the word Black versus African American? It's a very interesting dialogue in itself. And so at the time we felt that probably would be a little bit more of a broader reach than just saying African American. I think that either way is fine. So it wasn't necessarily not to say it, but that was kind of where we felt more that was going to be more comfortable or more open. That would probably be the way I would say that. As far as saying Black or brown or cultural people, definitely I think you saw in our vision, mission, or purpose pillars that we were trying to weave in cultural ideas or talk about cultural backgrounds and differences. So we're not losing necessarily the cultural piece, just with the terminology difference. And as Fujitsu is growing, what we're seeing is that we do have other employee resource groups that are starting to launch. We actually have Latinx Link. So that's another group that has a focus that's for a particular affinity group, if you will, just like ours has a focus of a particular affinity group. But all of the groups we have definitely are inclusive of everyone. So while that is mentioned, it is not to exclude anybody. We actually want all members of our employee population to feel free to join our events. So yeah, that's what I would maybe.
No, that's great.
Answer that.
No, that's a perfect answer, Veronica. And so also Tony, and I think Tony came back too, just so you also know, We also have a Latinx group that was just formed a year ago. They just celebrated their 1-year anniversary. And I think all cultures, everybody, we're very engaged in their activities. They're very engaged in being's activities. It's not exclusive at all. Obviously, we want to raise awareness in the Black community and culture. But again, we all try to kind of help each other out, and we support their events and activities as well as ours. So there are different groups that have different kind of, focus areas. But again, it's all inclusive, as Veronica mentioned.
Yeah, definitely. And in my past experience working at other very large organizations like Verizon, they have all kind of, they call it employee resource groups, EIN, same thing, but all kind of different ones. I mean, we have one for Pride, and that's for our LGBTQ plus community.
And that was one of the questions too, Veronica.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, that was the one that just came back in.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So we have Pride. We have one for women's events initiatives. So women's event initiatives. So we are, I would say, kind of taking more steps to have more of those types of employee groups. And so, like I said, we just launched. So we're the latest employee group, if you will, to launch in October. Let me see, events you use. So yeah, we have a Pride Parade, a virtual Pride Parade next Wednesday for Fujitsu Americas. We sure do. So that's going to be next Wednesday, where we made a big splash, lots of communications around it. We put a post out on our social media saying that we support our Pride organization. So yeah, definitely linkage and support for the different employee network groups.
Yes.
Okay, and then okay, Tony and Grace. I think did I get both of you? Okay.
I think we got them covered. Yeah.
Anybody?
No, good questions though. Great questions.
Very
Thank you.
good questions. Thank you. Let's see.
Is there anything else in the chat? I'm trying to see what
all
that came covered. Okay,
I think that's. Oh, let me just check it now.
Okay, there's a question from Tony. Do all the groups ever get together, or the committees get together and review similarities and differences about challenges? That's an excellent question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
This is what I would say. I know we have a diversity inclusion council that includes various people that I think are part of our different employee inclusion network groups. However, I'm not sure that I can say as of yet that we have all come together and had a collective forum, if you will, to say what challenges. It's not a bad idea, Tony. We have done cross events where Win and Being will do something together, etc. So we do definitely partner together, but I don't know that I can say, for sure that we've ever just come together in that way that your question's asking. But I like that idea.
I like that idea though.
Yeah.
Tony, you're giving us some great suggestions, Tony. I appreciate it. Thank you. Anything else for the folks out there? I know we're almost out of time, but we have a little bit more time. If there are any other questions on Fujitsu, Being, anything on your mind, we're open to answer any other questions you might have.
For sure.
Thank you, Tony. Very great questions.
Great.
Okay.
All right. We are right at 2:45.
45.
No, I don't see any more popping in.
That may be it, right?
That might be it.
Okay.
Well,
thank you guys.
Yeah.
I know Veronica and I really appreciate partnering with Build for this event. We're looking forward to further engagements with Build. We love the platform. We love what it stands for. And this has been a great 2 days thus far. It's been great. So we thank you for allowing us to share Fujitsu and Being with you. We appreciate it. And we look forward to kind of partnering with you guys in the future. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon. We appreciate it. Take care.
Have a good one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.